Uncertainty is the end of many, especially men. But your well-being is my ultimate goal. When you look at that damsel you've been having your eye on for a while, what do you see? I bet you can't tell if she wants you or not. Going through life on the fence about such a person you love so dearly isn't pleasing at all. But I got you. I'm here to soothe your pain. When your friends ask you about dear Anita or what your deal is, many a time you've been speechless or rambling about saying meaningless words. Sometimes you even hold her hand and get really happy when you can enjoy more, if you know. It's a secret. You feel it. There's this beautiful lady that I used to be friends with. Anytime I see her or spend time with her, there's this feeling I get. Now, it was all very different when I hung out with other ladies. When I told some guys of mine, they had crazy interpretations. Some were just like, you're just thinking about it, dude. You're just in your head. I was very confident that I wasn't imagining something or having thoughts of doing crazy things to her. In fact, I viewed her as my sister. What I felt more profound than youthful whims, it's not my first thought. Now, if you're like me, when asked to say how you feel, it is impossible to articulate. That, my friend, I gotta understand the energy. So, now, energy is not created, but it can be transferred, and that damsel was transferring that vibe to me. This point's pretty compelling, but not all men are able to really see it. During those moments, you see them getting closer to you, and it's almost like you can feel what she feels. When it gets to that, my friend, you know that it's about to go down. You can tell that this lady likes you. It's not just a matter of observation, but you can feel it from deep within you. When I made my move, she said yes, and what we do now, secret. You could be me. When you get that feeling, latch onto it because she wants you. She looks down when she breaks eye contact with you. For ages, this point has been only understood by alpha males, but today, it's yours. According to science, somewhere in every human is a hidden animalistic tendency. In real life, we see it when humans of the opposite sex are kept in a room. Reproduction. One of the characteristics and requirements of all the male species in the animal kingdom is dominance. The lion's ability to dominate the female sex will determine if the lioness will make babies with him. And to come back home, comrades, it is no different from humans. You are asking how humans with such high intellect behave in such primitive ways. Well, it's not that far-fetched. When that dark-skinned American with blue-colored eyes stares down whenever she breaks eye contact with you, she's showing you a sign. Like the lioness, she is approving your dominance and telling you very directly she wants to be with you. Please don't take it for granted. Many times during those conversations, it becomes challenging to maintain such eye contact with you for so long. Esther stares at the ground and only looks at you briefly. In such a moment, there is so much that you can do. An example is make body contact. Hold her hand, touch her hair, her neck, and if you are bold enough, even go in for that kiss. Of course, please pay attention to your environment and make sure it is conducive to such activities. The possibilities are endless when she looks at you briefly and then looks down. She admits your dominance and she will do whatever you ask. It's a sign that she wants you, and do not let that pass. She asks for your dating history. When Esther asks about your dating history, my friend, she wants you overtly. Now, ladies are known to conceal their thoughts as much as possible. When you see them come out asking such questions, she inevitably wants you. When ladies ask about your dating history, they're trying to know two things: how many ladies you've been with, and if you're currently dating. That cute thing doesn't want to make it a mistake. It's typical human traits that we don't jump into stuff when we're not sure. In fact, it's a highly emphasized point in business. She's not just asking, but trying to assess her risk. In doing so, she signifies that she wants you. In business, you don't bargain for what you don't like. And that, my friend, is the deciphered action before you. When she sniffs around trying to investigate your sketchy daredevil, it's because she has an interest and she's already sold. Esther wants to be your partner, but she is ascertaining you. Since the action has been deciphered, you choose what to do with it, and, for some guys, they wait longer, but as your friend and your trusted buddy, your close personal friend, I advise that you strike while it's hot. Don't let her discover that you're a player. She touches you. I once dated an average-height, beautiful lady who, on meeting her for the first time, made it absolutely clear that she hated being touched or touching someone. Of course, I had tried to break the touch barrier too early. When our relationship progressed from acquaintance to friend, I caught her making body contact and sometimes very clearly touching me. I didn't remind her of her statement since I knew her reason. Ladies don't always open themselves up, and for Danielle, my ex, this wasn't super different. They set up all kinds of walls, and they prop it up to maintain a level of security because I can assure you that all ladies are insecure. Further than that, I can assure you that myself, your mom, your dad, every human being you've ever known on some level is insecure. And that's why they need you, goddammit. Danielle's touching your arms when you make small jokes and is even hugging you, and that is a sign for you to take things to the next level. For my ex-girlfriend, I resumed touching her, intentionally. Touch is a way of showing affection, and it's a more significant form of intimacy than just talking. When a crush of yours frequently finds a reason to touch you, I advise that you reciprocate and even switch up the things you tell her. If you discussed mainly books, I need you to change that whole dynamic and start talking about her and her relationships. When you reciprocate and do even more, it gives her the green light to move further with other forms of intimacy that she'd like to try. She wants to make plans in advance. You need to take charge and make plans in advance when you meet a lady you like. The above is the advice that I give to any man worth his salt. And the reason why this advice is given is because ladies are not designed to give you attention. You have to ask for it, and you have to take it. When you don't make plans ahead, that beautiful damsel will walk away and she will never look back. So you have to step up because she probably won't. However, when you find a lady who makes plans in advance, it is a sure sign that you are not just another guy to her. I know you might find it hard to accept this truth, but let me give you an example. I was chatting with my ex, Danielle, you know her, and she told me that she wanted us to go for dinner. I told her that we would talk about it in the evening when I was free, and I want you to understand that she wasn't my girlfriend at this point. So it's 4 p.m., and Danielle didn't hear from me. She called, and she was angry that I had forgot to call. After the proposed dinner, she started making plans for the next one. Sometimes Danielle complained that it seemed I was less interested in the friendship, but the truth was that she was no longer interested in the friendship and she wanted to date me. When she sets up the date, it is a sign that she not only thinks about you, but she's considering a future with you. When your Danielle mentions events in the future and includes you, you know, she wants you there for the long term. She wants you to meet her friends and family. There is nothing that screams, "I want you," more than this. It might seem distant from the truth, but I implore you to consider it more closely. When you and I like a lady and would consider dating her, marrying her, whatever, we introduce her to our friends and then our parents. I don't know why guys like to view ladies differently when it comes to this aspect. If she wants you to meet her parents or her best friend, we got a home run. We got a ding, 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 whammo. Usually, a guy would want to meet her friends because he's trying to win them over, or maybe her parents when he wants to show her that he's serious. But when Esther wants you to meet her friends and family, it simply means that she's been telling them about you, and now it feels the right time to meet them. When I met my wife's parents, her dad told me that she wouldn't stop talking about me whenever she was with him. Trying to figure out how a woman feels about you can be daunting. We've all experienced it. When you can't tell if she's acting that way because she wants you, or if it's just how she acts around everybody. I think you're confused and desperately need help figuring her feelings out. That's why you're so eager to see this episode to the end. Well, for a start, you're at the right place, as all the signs that scream she wants you will be thoroughly discussed. She smiles around you. One glaring sign that she wants you is her frequent and genuine smile anytime that you're together. For the record, smiling is a non-verbal means of communicating happiness, warmth, and attraction. It is so powerful that feel-good chemicals like endorphins and serotonin are released when it's carried out. And just in case you missed the point, endorphins are the chemicals released when a woman hits orgasm, so this means the way that she feels when she smiles around you can be likened to when she hits orgasm, just a different scale. So what a feeling. Before you go about mistaking an ordinary smile for one that spells attraction, here's an example that'll help tell the difference. Imagine you're out with the boys and are fortunate enough to run into some female colleagues, making your outing a combined one. In the process of having fun, You notice a girl consistently flashing you a smile anytime that you make eye contact or engage in a conversation, and the smile tends to be genuine, sending waves of emotions down your spine. This behavior, if repeated, simply signifies that she enjoys your company and she wants you. Don't pass on this, bud. Move to get to know her better and establish a deeper connection with her, because that is what she'd want you to do. Don't be a simp by passing out on this sign. Instead, utilize it and see her become yours in no time. She keeps eye contact. Next on our list of signs that signify she wants you is if she keeps eye contact. I said to keep and not make eye contact. Anyone can look into your eyes without having a single atom of emotion towards you. However, the case tends to differ when eye contact is prolonged. The eyes are a powerful tool for communicating feelings, intentions, attractions, interests. Prolonged eye contact often creates an atmosphere of intimacy and connection between two individuals. When a girl looks you in the eyes and keeps your gaze there, it is a sure indicator that she wants to know you better and establish a connection with you. To understand this better, you could picture a scenario where you're conversing with a damsel at a social event, and throughout the conversation she holds your gaze, maintaining eye contact way longer than what is considered normal. In this situation, you need no soothsayer to tell you that she wants you. Let me point this out to you, bud. Women hardly maintain eye contact with guys who they have no feelings for because they find that uncomfortable, or could send the wrong message. So when you see her holding your gaze, she's trying to let you know she wants you. If you feel the same way towards her, ensure that you make a move. She laughs at your jokes. If you're funny, it's only natural for people to laugh at your jokes. However, I would like to point out that no matter how funny your jokes may sound, not all of them are going to sit well with everybody. So if you notice her laughing at your jokes, which others find not so funny, then only one thing is involved. She wants you. While laughter may just be a response to humor, it may mean so much more in certain instances. You heard that right. Laughter may sometimes serve as a mechanism for social bonding that helps to create a connection between two people. So, dude, she's not just laughing for humor, she's trying to bond with you. Let me give you an instance where a girl's laughter could indicate that she wants you. You're with some circle of friends, and everyone shares their experiences of moments that they'll never forget. And it gets to your turn, and while sharing yours, you realize that she is constantly giggling even when others aren't. And when I say laughing, I don't mean the ones forced. Instead, I mean genuine laughter. Well, there's no sign that's more glaring than this, buddy. She wants you. She initiates physical contact. When a girl finds excuses to make physical contact, it could mean that she's into you. Now, look for a pattern here. Does she randomly hold your hands when you're both out walking? Does she like playing with your hair, stating that it's soft and curly? Does she find ways to give you random hugs, even at moments that least warrant it? Don't be fooled by her excuses for doing this stuff. She wants you. Back in college, I had this girl who always made moves to initiate physical contact. She was so touchy that I began to feel all girls act the same way with their male besties. Yes, I said besties, because that's what we called ourselves back then. Little did I know that she was into me. It was so clear with time, as one of her random touches led to a little song. If I had known, I'd have hit that earlier. That's all I'm saying. So, buddy, take a clue from my experience. However, ensure that you confirm how she feels towards you before you make the, sex move. While being touchy may be a general sign that she wants you, it may mean something entirely different to her. You may get the required confirmation by reciprocating your touch. When she makes a move to hold your hands, reciprocate by romantically squeezing hers. If it's your hair she enjoys playing with, you could stroke her face, or do a mirror move and play with her hair, and while you're doing this, look for her reaction. If it's negative, it means that she's not interested. However, if the opposite becomes the case, then hesitate no further to smash. She shows interest in your life and daily activities. A girl who genuinely wants you will show interest in your life and daily activities. So look out for that when she asks questions about how your day went, your hobbies, your families, your goals, your aspirations. I don't think she's asking these questions just to keep the conversation going. Instead, She's doing it to establish a connection and that you know that she's interested in you. From a psychological viewpoint, when somebody becomes interested in your social and personal life, it's because they want to foster intimacy and strengthen emotional bonds. And in situations where a girl is asking, there's a high probability that she's doing it because she values your relationship and is interested in getting to know you better. Before I move on, I'd like to inform you that girls are hardly concerned about the personal lives of others, in a certain sense at least. The reason why, they mostly talk about themselves, their past experiences, things that they want to achieve in the future anytime a guy shows interest in them. So, for someone who enjoys speaking about herself, taking an interest in your personal and daily life means that she's interested in you. Her curiosity and desire to learn more about your life and daily activities strongly indicate that she wants you. So please don't pass on the sign. Instead, act on it and see her become yours. Your compliments mean a lot to her. Girls get a lot of compliments daily, but the truth is they tend not to take all compliments seriously. So dude, every time you compliment or give her attention and she blushes, it means one thing, that she wants you. So to put this straight, blushing can't be controlled as it occurs due to the release of adrenaline, which causes blood vessels to dilate and redden the face. If the physiology behind blushing differed, I'm sure she would try and hide it because girls generally like to mask their feelings. To get a clear picture of how your compliment could be a sign that she wants you, picture this. You meet a girl at the movies and you automatically pick interest in her. You move in to get her number and you both start conversing regularly after a little bit of time. Now, you plan a date with her and she arrives. She comes in looking all sexy in a red skimpy dress and you make a move by complimenting her dress, saying, "Oh, color red was made specifically for you," because I honestly don't think anybody could have pulled this off quite like you. And if you notice her respond by blushing, looking all flustered by your words, you don't need no soothsayer to tell you that she's into you, bud. The smallest details matter to her. When a girl wants you, even what you consider irrelevant will matter to her. From the details about how you were scared of puppies when you were a kid to how you received that much-anticipated bicycle from your dad, she'd remember them all. My experience with one of my exes should help to establish this fact. As a kid, I loved ice cream so much that I would do pretty much anything to get some at the amusement park near our house. And my parents knew this. They used that so much to their advantage. I could remember them telling me to act right if I wanted to get some ice cream, or push me to study hard when I needed to get good grades if I wanted some ice cream, and time again, I always complied. So, when I got into a new relationship with my ex, I told her pretty much every little detail about my childhood over a period of time, expecting her to pretty much forget about them in no short time. But did she forget? Not with the way I set that up. You knew immediately. Yeah, of course she didn't. She would tease me occasionally about my childhood love for ice cream. So, before you think that when she wants you, she'll forget about the important things and remember only the not-so-important ones, just remember she's going to know everything. She's going to remember all the important stuff, all the little things, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them. Her retaining pieces of information and talking about them later simply means that she's always interested in what you have to say. And a girl paying interest in your words is a vital sign that she wants you. She acts nervous when you're around her. We talked about eye contact being a sign that she wants you. Acting nervous around you is also, ironically, another powerful sign. Does she play with her hair when you're around her? You notice her tapping or shifting away from one foot to the other each time you engage her in a conversation? She's not doing all these because she's shy. Instead, she is into you. From a psychological point of view, the feeling of nervousness is primarily due to the body releasing excitement hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. She gets so excited that those hormones are released in response anytime you get close to her, or she sees you. Some girls would go as far as becoming physically shaken just because you're near. That reminds me of a close friend's experience with a girl back in college. So, Matthew was a baseball player who played for the college baseball team. He fell in love with the girl, and he'd always come to me to talk about those feelings. I advised him to make a move on her and start establishing some sort of friendship before making his true intentions known. So the first day that he introduced himself to her, I couldn't help but notice how sweaty her palms were, how shaken she looked. At that moment, I, like a professor, concluded the feeling was mutual. And was I right? Of course I was. They both became a couple in no time flat. So, dude, next time you're in a conversation with her, look out for the signs of nervousness. And once you notice them, make a move. That girl wants you. She puts extra effort to look good when you're around. A sign that screams she wants you is her putting an effort to look good when you both schedule a date. Picture this. She's a type who's always on jean, pants, and tees. However, she appears in a red skimpy gown and high heels when you plan a date. Buddy, she wants you. Generally, women tend to go out of their way to look attractive when they're crushing on a dude. From their hairstyle to their makeup down to the clothes that they style with, they tend to pay so much attention so that they could look good when you see them. Don't go about mistaking this for normal because it's not necessarily. She likes you and can't walk up to you to reveal this, so she pays a lot of attention to her looks anytime that you come around. Trust me, if you ignore this pattern of hers, she's going to develop some sort of disinterest towards you. So, dude, if you are into her and you do notice these signs, let nothing stop you from making a move on her. She shows signs of jealousy when you're around other women. One of the very clear signals a girl wants you is jealousy. A lot of girls will say that they don't get jealous, but everybody gets jealous, dudes and women. Women, probably a little bit more, I'm just saying. So does she get jealous when you're around other ladies? Does she try and bring up talks about Lady A or B she saw you with last time she passed your dorm? Since she can't come out and say that she wants you, that's her way of communicating it. When a woman likes you, she's going to do everything that she can to keep you to herself. Call it possessiveness, that is its true nature, so... Buddy, next time you're chatting to a female friend or a female colleague and they stop by to say hello when she's around, watch out for her reactions. Be careful, as girls are really good at masking how they feel, so she may be feeling jealous and try and brush it off. Look closely. You'll notice her true feelings. And if the jealousy test comes out positive, then it's safe to say that she wants you. Get her. Makes jokes about date. One sign that she wants you is when she jokes about dating you or seeing instances of how it would feel to have someone like you as a partner. Now, don't think it's normal with every girl because it's really not. If she's always creating scenarios of how being in a relationship with you would seem, then she likes you. So I had this experience back then that could help affirm my claim. During my high school days, I was kind of shy. I had very few friends, and among my friends was a blonde girl named Sheila. And to me, Sheila was just a friend with whom I could discuss anything. I told Sheila everything from my high school crushes to the teachers I least enjoyed the class with. And then later on in our high school days, I noticed Sheila would always joke about how we would have been perfect couples if we had taken that romantic route. Every time I walked her back home after school or did something nice, she said that a lot. Well, I realized that Sheila meant every bit of those words that she said when she drew me close for a kiss on one of those nights we hung out together. So, women don't create scenarios in their heads that they don't want. When she starts talking about how your height will make the perfect boyfriend or how she wishes her boyfriend would be as caring as you are, then don't date that person, because if she's trying to make herself available to you and she's available to somebody else, a cheater will always cheat on you again. Just saying. That's the common wisdom here. Anyways, be smart. You don't need a soothsayer to know she wants you if that's happening. So if you feel the same towards her, make a move. She responds positively to your flirting. One sign that she wants you is when she responds positively to your flirting. For the record, flirting is a form of social interaction that allows people to communicate how they feel towards each other. From a psychological perspective, a positive response to flirting intensely indicates mutual interest. So, when she responds positively to your flirtatious behavior, she wants you. A positive scenario that shows she wants you is when you move to hold her hands and you both are out for a stroll, or when you have your hands around her waist during a social function. If she responds positively to that behavior, then by all means make a move on her, and by that I mean you already kind of did. She opens up to you. Yet another powerful sign that spells she wants you is when she opens up to you. Women only really show their vulnerable sides when they're into you. So when she starts talking about her most profound secrets or biggest fear, means she's probably crushing on you. Picture this. You met her at a park while you're walking your dog. You immediately took notice of her and moved in to get her digits. After some back and forth, you notice her becoming comfortable around you. She goes further to prove this by opening up on some traumatic experiences she had as a kid. Well, that's because she trusts you, and that's why she's doing that. Don't be a jerk by divulging her secrets. Embrace it. Don't use your fears against her. Be a nice guy and it'll work out. But don't call yourself a nice guy. Not in this day and age. Anyways, be a high-value man and just comfort her and assure her that everything's gonna be okay. Listening attentively and offering reassurance where she opens up to you can set you miles ahead of other guys in life. And the more that she opens up to you, the higher the likelihood of her wanting you. Don't pass on it, dude. Use it to your advantage and make her yours. Who is that lady to you? I can imagine you scratching your head and acting all confused. Anita's just my friend. We complement each other, you'd say. But her friends tell you differently. Your mistake, she loves you, they say. This is a problem that you're gonna have to fix to set you on the part of scoring more girls. It's terrible being on the fence concerning asking that Icelandic head turner on a date. In this class, we're going to study 7 signs to look out for to separate the friendly ladies from those who want to get busy. Let's delve into it. 1. Pays you a compliment. This game, in case you haven't understood it yet, is based on attention. As a guy generally rated as a 6 or a 7, you have to understand that you are above the average for a handsome guy. Once you understand the game of attraction, which is based upon attention, then you know that when the gorgeous, floating-haired Brazilian goddess compliments your every dress or move, she is flirting. It would be best if you weren't ignorant as a guy in this day and age, most especially a guy who visits this channel. When she pays you compliments over tiny upgrades to your looks, and even a simple shirt change, it's not because she loves that color or loves that hairstyle. The question you should be asking yourself is why she didn't compliment the other guy at the end of the bar, who's putting on the same shirt, who's got the same old hairstyle. It's because she finds you attractive. And by complimenting, flirts, and telling you, you have her full attention. And once you have sweet Anita's attention, it simply means that if you continue to play your cards right, you might actually get laid. But first things first, you have to erase that friendship and ask her out. I repeat, she's not your friend. 2. She stalks you on social media. It all started as an event not to be noticed, but as time went on, I got confused. This was a testimony of a friend of mine. He met this chick named Regina, like Mean Girls, with brown eyes, a slender body frame, beautifully straight legs, and a charming smile. And this was at a food festival. Regina was all over his social media, liking and commenting on pictures he posted, and this went on for days. If I get a notification, he said, I am almost certain that it's her liking something that I posted. Such, my friends and students, is a classic case of stalker syndrome. You don't have to know what that word means, but what it translates to. Yours might not be Regina or Annabelle, she might be blue-eyed and chubby, but if she portrays this character, know that she's flirting and she wants you to ask her out. What this lady is telling you, if you're like my friend, is that she's interested in you. She doesn't just silently view your post, but comments and likes, so that you can notice her noticing you. This is an opportunity that should not be taken very lightly. For every beep you get on your phone from Annabelle commenting on your post, it's termed distant flirting, and she's begging for your attention. Ask that goddess out today, she's not a friend. 3. She draws your attention to her lips. When she draws your attention to her lips, my friend, we are in a different ball game of flirting. And let's get one thing very clear. That's not a friendly move. She's flirting, she's doing it very loudly. When you catch that queen of yours biting her lips, it's either she has a lip problem or you're gonna get lucky. But you see, my friend, to profit from luck, you gotta be ready. And I'm gonna make you ready. During a conversation with a crush of yours who's been giving you mixed signals, she smiles. She looks away. And when her eyes meet yours again, you see her biting her lips. That, my friend, means one thing and one thing alone. She wants to get into your pants. Biting her lips signifies that she has lust sexual thoughts. And it is so bad that she cannot conceal them. The only attempt to conceal is biting her lips, which is in itself a glaring giveaway. I don't know what best way to emphasize that you'd better not miss an opportunity of getting laid that evening. 4. She shows off her assets. Another point for you to consider is weapons. When fighting a war, the army of a nation makes sure to use every weapon that is legal and could help them win the war. Now, what I want you to understand is that with these ladies, unlike you who see it as a game, they see it as a war. As it continues to get nasty, she begins to bring in weapons that might work in her favor. Cases where this can happen is where she has someone also wrestling for your attention. She's losing, and you, seeing her as a friend, is not working favor. As such, she brings out the big ones, her assets. Now, friends, you gotta pay very close attention to these little signs so you don't miss them. Those who master the signs are truly the alpha amongst average men. Unlike her, your presumed loving friend, she begins to readjust her top to showcase her boobs properly, or she unbuttons the dress to expose her cleavage. That, my friend, is a last resort to get your attention. When she progresses to give you a view of her fresh, tanned, unstained, never-ending legs, you better not hesitate to do the needful. Ask her out immediately, and you might even get a chance to make out with her before the first date. 5. Bring up sex subjects. I intend to preach to you today, so you better brace yourself for some biblical shit. It is said in the excellent book, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. When you are with that girl, of course, who has been giving you a hard time deciphering what her true intentions are, and she constantly brings up subjects that only leads to talks about sexual intercourse, you shouldn't be oblivious to what she's trying to tell you. While you're going through the journey of self-improvement, you need the right guidance to efficiently level up in life. All the different aspects of self-improvement are brought together in the 0.1% blueprint. The name already gives it away. You're going to have access to all the information that'll drastically transform your life. Since the gym plays a critical part, we've included an advanced gym program that's fully customizable to your needs. If you're ready to take that next step in your journey, click that link in the description down below. In such situations, she's trying to tell you what's on her mind. She wants to have sex, and she sees you as someone that she can accomplish that with. Anita, or whatever her name is, does not bring up such a topic because she wants to tell a joke. She's suggesting a recourse that you resort to doing what she is talking about. The extent to which these goddesses walking your street will go is highly based upon their moral principles. Often, for well-mannered girls, they might drop a hint or two, while for pros in the game, they leave the affair littered with evidence for a request. You've got to keep an ear for sexually linked comments or suggestions, dirty jokes, and sexual references that she might bring up during conversation. I had a friend, by just listening to this point, had sex with a lady the very first day that he met her. The more in tune you are, the better. 6. Her friends start to drop hints. Never underestimate the power of words when it comes to separating a friend from a girl who likes you and who's flirting to show it. First things first, you gotta get into your brain that these girls talk when they're alone, and they talk amongst themselves. And guess right, they're not talking about baseball or hockey. Typically, it revolves around boys. Not always, but enough. And trust me, you have been a topic in those circles. Anita, that girl you assume a friend, has made it clear to her friends that she likes you, and is having a hard time letting you know. In terms of flirting, it has to do with just you and Anita, but in this case, the variables are increased. You gotta keep your ears open because her friends will let you know. Comments like, "You two would make a great couple," or "Why don't you guys date already? It's obvious that you both love each other." Such words just start to fly around. And Anita, your crush, acts like she doesn't know what they're talking about. Don't be fooled, my friend. She likes you, and her friends are in on it. These are significant signs to confirming that she is not just a friend. 7. She wants to know if you are single. It is the single best sign, all puns intended, that you could ever ask for. If you miss all of the other signs suggested, you cannot miss this one. When someone asks if you've eaten, it is most likely, as ladies will agree, that they want to get you something to eat, or they want to get something to eat with you. And boys, you had better listen up, because if you miss this, you don't deserve to be a member of this channel. You just don't. When she asks about your relationship status, she's trying to tell you indirectly that if you're single, she's available. Now, you have to understand that they don't come right out and ask you about it a lot of the times. Now, 90% of the time, they ask by implying. An example is when Helen comes into your room and finds it really tidy. She says, your girlfriend must be really allergic to dirty. Or she sees you with a wristwatch and asks you how much you got it. And you say someone gave it to you as a gift. And she says, your girlfriend must have perfect eyes. What she's doing is implying, and what is expected from you is not denial, as most guys do. But that you can step up and ask her out. You will take that step today, and you will go make us all proud, my boy. To tell if she is a friend or being flirty or wants to get intimate has been handled. I don't expect to see you confused anytime soon. Click on the following video to increase your chances of scoring your crush.